What's up, crazies? It's the Master and Drum Whiskey Room. It's Whiskey Wednesday night. I'm Jason C. Everybody, welcome to the show tonight. We have a hitter of a show tonight. Just saying, hitter of a show. Lots of great new whiskeys we're going to be tasting through. We're going to do some live head-to-heads like I've been doing the last few weeks. You guys call out a head-to-head. I do it live. We're going to go through some of the... I guess I get asked all the time, what are you drinking this week? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? And it seems like each time I kind of go through some phases. So we're going to call out like my top. I think I'm going to do this every week. Like what three whiskeys have I been drinking each week just to, just kind of sip on each and every week. So we're going to go through some of that. We obviously have all you guys in the chat. I saw Ryan Cecil already in there from Bourbon Pursuit. We're going to be trying some so I already filmed full reviews of this one, of these two, but I definitely go into more of the detail obviously on the actual video, which will be dropping I think Friday. But I feel like I still want to taste through these live with you guys tonight, go through them a little bit. No spoilers just yet. Yeah, let's so tonight what I have poured here just to begin is the new Redbreast Kentucky Oak Edition. So I felt like this might be a nice little place to start. It's a nice proof point, 101. It's got a little Kentucky, little Irish whiskey in here. I'm actually really digging this. Honestly, I've been a little disappointed in Redbreast as of late. I just feel like they're putting, besides their 12-year cask strength, which I'm glad came back. They've been putting a lot of like specialty releases out with non-age statements, and this one included, but I do enjoy the Kentucky Oak variant that's in here and the whole, well, we'll get into what's exactly in this bottle, but say friggin' hi to you guys. Here we go. Let's see here. Freshly Blue. Yep, that's right. Freshly Blue. You know why I'm wearing this tonight, guys? Because the Mets beat the shit out of the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. Took 4 out of 5. They've won their last, 13 out of 14 games, something crazy. The Mets are on a fucking roll. You guys know that I don't like to get too excited after the All-Star break, but it's a little hard not to get excited after the All-Star break because they're playing really well. The NL East is theirs to lose. Hopefully they keep playing the way they do. Hopefully, knock on wood, no injuries. So I have this thing. I know everybody has like their sports superstitions. I do not wear jerseys of players when they're playing well, because I feel like when I do that, I don't know, I've had like a weird streak where I get a jersey of a player and then I wear it and like a few weeks later they're injured or something happens or they get traded. So I don't do that anymore. I wear my jerseys when the season's over. So we'll see what happens. A little superstitious like that. So let's see who else we got in here. Thomas Hansen, what is up, man? William Wiley, Blankenship the Devil, Ryan O is in the house. Said hi to William Wiley. Ham Turkey in the house. The new Rossville Union 7-year is damn good. I got to get my hands on that. Dunning is here. What's going on? Ricardo Carroll, what's going on? Cinnamon Roll Sunday. Yeah, we have a barrel we're going to be trying tonight. This was courtesy of Barrel Craft Spirits, batch 33. I don't know if you guys caught Fred Minnick's YouTube-only live stream early on. He went live around 6:30, and he tried this and he like freaked out about it. So now I'm excited to try that one. David Behrens is here. Let's see here. Cameron Lochner, what's going on, man? 4 Leaf Whiskey in the house. Angela, what's going on? Angela, nice to see you. Are you schlammered is here. There you go. Let's see. Jake McKee, what is going on? Top Dog in the house. Mark Dien is here. Scott Williams. Tim Cornet in the house. What's up, Blind Squirrel? What's going on, Killer? Cameron Lockett. All right, Jess, I know you caught the Matt Cameron interview. It's on my to watch list. I haven't watched it yet. I need like full attention when I watch that one. John Perclay's in the house. What's going on? Sugar Kitty says Pinch Hitter sent me. Yeah, I jumped into Pinch Hitter's chat real quick to see what they were doing. Eric Desmarais here. Ryan Cecil, there he is. Go against some heavy hitters. Don't worry, Ryan, you're going second, so you don't have to worry about it. Adam Hinson, Wednesday night, let's go. Joe P, Stephen Brady, love the channel. Check out. Everyone's telling me to try this Doc Swinson's Blenders Cut. I guess next time I'm out of state, I'm going to have to hunt it down because it's not available here in Ohio, as I call it. Chris Buzalencia, cheers from Biloxi. What's going on, man? Brothers of the Dram in the house. Copper Wolf is here. Alan Pulaski. Ben in the house. Another great channel. Justin Jenkins in the house. Mark Mace. Anthony Orlando. Nicholas. Ben Hernandez is here. Jesse Mitchell and a bunch of other people coming through. Let me... big shout out to Cheech Artolino over dropping some links. Thank you so much, Cheech. Thanks so much. Appreciate your help there. Big Vic is in the house. What's going on, Big Vic? JG is here. And let's see. Dusty Dan. What's up, Dusty? Let's see here. Oh, there was the super chat. I already got my first super chat of the day. Copper Wolf 87 in the house. Yes, this is the Redbreast Kentucky Oak. Cheers from Dublin, says Bald Guy Bourbon. Cheers, buddy. Jason has all the celebs in here. Saucy Shane in the house. What is going on? And a lot more people coming in. Mets put a hurting on Cincy today. Yeah, then the Mets went and swept Cincinnati too. Black Bourbon Family's here. Raise your drinks up casually. Kelsey Dime. That's a great pour. Really was surprised by that release. Darrell Stewart here and a bunch of other people coming in. I'm going to have to catch up later. Okay. Malt Reviews is back. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you fellas. Cheers for Whiskey Wednesday. Nice shirt, Mass and Drum. Yeah, you guys were just there. Black Bourbon Family. If you guys haven't watched it, they did their first tour. And I think it was at Michter's. So you guys could go check out that video. For sure. Todd Ritter is here. The defending champion of Blendageddon. We'll get into Blendageddon and what's going on. So real quick, so those of you guys making blends. I'm actually this week, actually tomorrow or Friday, I'm actually setting up a P.O. box for you guys to send your blends to. It's just that I don't have a big mailbox, and when it gets full with samples and stuff, then it goes to the post office, and I have to run and go there. So I'm just going to set up a P.O. box, and I'll have that information actually next week, so you guys could start getting your blends sent in as we go forward. I'll get into some other stuff about blend again a little bit later. I'll play the trailer again, and then get into some things that some of you guys might be forgetting before you send your blend in. Rob D, have to dip early tonight. What's going on, Rob? Thanks for checking in. Appreciate the support. Dusty, can't wait to see your thoughts on batch 33. Let's see here. TJ 100. Yo, what's going on, Jason? What's going on, DJ? What's going on, man? Hope you get it. Yeah, I got to get a big ass P.O. box. So, all right. First things first. Cheers. Cheers to Whiskey Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We got some great whiskey we're going to go through. We are giving away a bottle of Foregate tonight. A bottle of Foregate. It's not just any of the bottles of Foregate. I'm giving away a 10-year Indiana Foundation tonight. 10-year Indiana Foundation is being given away tonight. This is a 10-year MGP, just deliciousness of a bottle. So I'm going to be giving one of these away tonight. I bought it. I got an extra, and I was like, you know what? I don't need another one. Let's give it away tonight. So any super chat tonight gets you in line to get one of these. If there's anybody that can help me track, because Whiskey Mountains usually tracks, she's not here, and also Marty from Whiskey Knows, he's at a concert tonight. So if there's anybody that could help track some super chats for me, please do. Adelio Samuel's in the house. Hey, Burben, you wanna track for me? Anybody want to track? And yeah, we'll give this one away tonight. Should be good. All right. Let's get into this beautiful Redbreast. So interesting thing about this one. So this is usual Redbreast, triple distilled. You're looking at matured in used bourbon and Oloroso sherry. You know, that's kind of the MO for Redbreast. They're kind of known for their sherry, maturation. But then what they did is they sourced some new virgin American oak. Then they threw the batch in there. I think they kept it in there for about 6 to 8 months to get some of that newer, those Kentucky oak, the sweeter notes into this. So let's see here. The Whiskey Dictionary says, sure, I'll bite. That looks good. Thanks for coming in, Whiskey Dick. Jason, don't get a P.O. box. It's illegal to send that to the post office, but I know you were talking about blending dressing. Just a heads up. Yeah, I know. Well, hopefully, I'll do a little bit more research on that. Cameron Lochner, got to bring that 4-gate MGP back to Indiana. Let's go Mets, says Deborah C. Thank you. If I win, Jason, I'll send you a note on Patreon. Perfect, Rob. Damn it, give me a few to set up, people. Thanks, Burban. I appreciate you, man. Chad Duty, cheers to the best. Thank you so much, man. Terrence Johns coming in. Beth Higgins, the Kentucky Oak is 91. So how does it compare to the Cask in 12-year? We'll get into that, Beth. There's Rob and DJ 100 coming in. Can't help but notice what you've been drinking as of late was all on your overrated, overpriced episode a few years back. Can't help but notice what you've been drinking as of late was on your overrated. What? Which bottles? I don't think any of the bottles that I have here set aside were on that list. Marley finally got to see the New Kids on the Block. Yeah, he's there. He's throwing his shirt at Donnie. Thought you might have changed your intro music to Edwin Diaz intro. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh my God, Justin, that's a hell of an idea. Wade Ward. I've not seen the new 4-gate bottle in person yet. Looks cool. Would look better on my shelf. There you go. All right. So on the nose on this one, you do get a lot of bourbon-esque qualities. You definitely get some oak. I actually still get a little bit of the peach/banana that sometimes I get in Redbreast. But there's a lot of vanilla and toffee that come through too that kind of fight with that. Mets are on fire, but can't deny my Dodgers sweeping teams. Yeah, the Dodgers too are freaking on fire. So it'll be interesting to see. But St. Louis is coming up playing really well. St. Louis is playing really well right now. So there's a few teams that are starting to kind of hit their stride. All right. Yeah, on the nose, a lot of toffee, a lot of vanilla. I think that oak is still there, but you still get some of the sherry influence too. There's like a hint of raisin, but I think the virgin American oak is really the one kind of pulling its weight here. So have you tried the Maryland Heritage Series 14 years? Oh, you know what? I do have those samples upstairs. But I think I'm going to do a full video on all three of those. So supporting you now and opposing you on October 16th when my Niners take out your Falcons. Listen, I have no delusions of grandeur for the Atlanta Falcons this year. All right, cheers, guys. Very sweet. This is like vanilla peach pie in a glass. I get peaches, I get vanilla custard, I get a little pastry, little toffee on the back end, just a hint of like that. You get the single pot still spice on the back end of it, which is kind of nice. And then like the very, very, very end, you get a little bit of the sherry influence. I wouldn't say, so I compared this to the regular Redbreast 12. I'm sorry, just the regular Redbreast whiskey, Irish whiskey. And that has a lot more sherry influence than this does. So it really kind of depends on where you're leaning. If you like a lot more sherry in your Irish whiskey, more of the dark fruits, the raisins, a little bit more chocolate, then stick with that. If you like a little bit more vanilla, toffee, stone fruit, then that's where you're at with this Redbreast. I kind of almost wish it wasn't as peachy as I'm getting the peaches in it. I'm getting a lot of peach in this. In New Jersey, so 4-gate is not a thing. Thanks and cheers, Jason. Paul Weck, my pleasure. Good luck, bud. I did a side-by-side comparison with Redbreast, Kentucky Oak, and Hinch Doublewood. There's some differences, but they definitely have a lot of similarities. 4-leaf, did you get as much like peach and vanilla as I'm getting on the Kentucky Oak? Because when I first cracked this open, I got way more of the vanilla and toffee and some of the caramel that you would normally get with a bourbon or a bourbon influence. And now it's starting to go by the wayside of more like stone fruit and peach. The vanilla is still there. There's some toffee, but the very, very end, a little bit of that sherry influence. Amy, boom, in the house. What's going on, Amy? Nice to see you. Let's see. Let's see here. You had me at peach pie. Yeah, it's peachy. How would this compare to John's Lane? John's Lane is way more like single pot still in your face, like a lot more spice, I think, in the John's Lane. I think for folks that want more of a traditional flavor profile of their Irish whiskey, it doesn't really get much better than John's Lane. I would probably prefer John's Lane over this. Maybe we'll do a head-to-head later with a couple. I still have the John's Lane somewhere down there. And the PX one, I know somebody was asking about the PX. I think even the PX I like over this one, just because I like that the bevy of fruit flavors it kind of takes you through. This is good, but it's just it's hard for me to get off the peach note, and it's kind of like dominating now. I mean, if you like peaches, this is a hell of a whiskey, but I don't know. I want more, you know, I want some more substance from it. And for $95, I feel like I should get more. Love your channel. It's Sagamore Bottle and Bond for me tonight. Oh, hell yeah. Whiskey and Grilling. AFC West equals best division in football. Okay. Bon Palmarija. Oh, Jimmy Copeland. Look at that. The Italian's coming out. Joe Waniger, please apply this to my bribe to get the Four Roses email 3 minutes early. Yeah, so the Master Journey Whiskey Club, we were going to release our Four Roses pick actually this week. It got delayed. Our distributor's having some warehouse issues, so we had to wait for that one. Yeah, Dan S., I was there. I was at the Irish Fest on Saturday. I was walking around. I didn't stay too long. I was there for a couple hours. It was pretty hot, and you know, I was there with my girlfriend, and we were just kind of walking around. And we were just like sweating, standing still. But we got all the good things. Right? I got the Schmitz, I got the Bahama Mama, the sausage, I got the bratwurst. Then I got the pierogies over by the stage. Yeah, we got all the things that we wanted to get. Adam Dorman, blend again, going to be epic. Ritter is the favorite out of the gate, but we're coming for you, buddy. I think I'm on my 12th experiment. Yeah, poor Adam kept coming in second. Like he just couldn't get over the hump. Wish you luck, buddy, this year. Jason, did you have a peach cobbler and coffee for dessert? Yeah, I had a coffee earlier, but not peach. I don't know where all the peach is coming from. Forley says, I got the peach, not as much toffee, W vanilla and sweet and woody. I didn't get much sherry notes at all. Peach and woody. PX is my preference. I got to agree with you. And you know what? The more sips I go into, the sherry is kind of going away as well. Yep. Jeb Singleton drinking the Red Breast Small Batch 117, and it's just fine. Yeah, Red Breast Small Batch is just fine. Happy Hump Day. The 4-gate bottle would look amazing on my counter. Yes, yes. Yes, it would. All right. Last sip of that. Yeah, you definitely get the virgin oak influence. The wood, the spice is all there. The single pot still's there. You still got like that unmalted barley influence, but yeah, it's peachy and vanilla. Peachy and vanilla cream. Let's say it's this. It's basically a peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream on top. That's what that tastes like. And if you're into it, I don't blame you. I dig it. All right. Is it time? Is Ryan Cecil still in the chat? Let me drink out of my my Iron Man water bottle here. All right. Here we go. It's bourbon pursuit time. Now, what I'm really excited for, Mark May says bourbon is my hero. All right, so the guys over at Bourbon Pursuit, Ryan and Kenny, they are about to release their newest batches of their Pursuit series, which Pursuit United series, I should say, which is probably, you know, some of my favorite. You know, and I'll be honest, they were a surprise last year. I really dug what they blended. My favorite last year was the rye, so I'm really excited to see what's going on in this rye here. Like I said, I did a review on it already, but I definitely, you know, I want to try it again. So this is the rye here. So I'm super excited to share with you guys. Actually, I think there's some barrel bits in there. Oh yeah, there's some barrel bits in there. Thanks, Ryan, for the barrel bits. I appreciate you. And then here's the bourbon. So I'll get into a little bit of the stats here for you guys. So, you know, exciting things for Ryan and Kenny. You know, you know, it's really goes for anybody trying to start their own whiskey company. You know, it's an exciting thing, you know. Now, whether or not you like the whiskey or you don't, then, you know, that's up to you. But, you know, not only making a whiskey, but scaling it up, especially when you're doing blends like this, you know, is it's pretty cool. And it's even cooler when it's someone you know, like Ryan and Kenny. So here's the press release, just to give you guys a couple of tidbits about these. So one thing that they added, which I thought was really cool, because they listened to the Bourbon Geeks and all of us, is they added batch numbers to this. So this is 7cc. So basically 7 is the month, so July, and then C is the number of the year. So, you know, 0. How did they say they worked it here? So yeah, A would be 0, B is 1, and C is 2. So it's July of 22. So that's how the batch numbers work. I think it was really cool of them to do that because, you know, whiskey geeks and bourbon geeks, they want their batch numbers and their single barrel numbers and every piece of information to make it somewhat unique, which is pretty cool. Don't forget the crooked neck labels. So let's see. So a little bit about the Pursuit United rye. No longer displaying age statement now because all the components are older than 4 years old. It's not your traditional 95.5 rye because the major component is a corn-heavy mash bill. So we have a corn-heavy lower rye mash bill, but still a rye mash bill. When Ryan was on the channel not too long ago, he did mention that he was kind of going through like that Michter's rye profile. We'll get into that. And then the bourbon features a mash bill blend. So on the bourbon side, they actually went a little bit higher rye. They worked with Bardstown Bourbon Company to find a mash bill with a little bit more rye in the blend to give it some more spice. So another exciting thing is that they opened up to 2 new states, including Ohio and New Mexico, to go along with Colorado, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Texas. Both bottles are $65 each, right? $65. Yeah, $65 each. Rolling out this month. Ryan and Kenny are coming to Columbus, or coming to Ohio, I should say, for the rollout. They're going to be at some different liquor stores. So, or when you guys are in Columbus, let me know. I will be there. If I can be there, I will be there. And I'll, you know, I'll walk in. I'll say, this shit is trash. Don't buy it. I'm only kidding. All right. Refocus the camera. Sorry, guys. There we go. Let's see. Pursuit packing more Maryland than the Heritage releases. Blurry from the paper. Yeah, it's just gonna focus up on there. Oh, by the way, guys, you're if you want, I don't know if you want to see me any clearer, but I have upgraded to 1080p broadcasting. So if you go into your YouTube and you hit the little gear and pick your playback quality, you should see a 1080p selection now. So only the best for you guys. All right, so let's get into the what do I want to try first? I'll do the bourbon first. So let's go into the bourbon first. The boys at Bourbon Pursuit make some super tasty whiskey. Yeah, I think they're, you know, between Ryan and Kenny, they have a nice balance that they work out. You know, Ryan seems to like to, you know, all the balance, the fruitiness. You get the oak, you get a little bit of spice. You know, Kenny likes that kind of that oak influence as well, the sweet oak. So I think together they have a good partnership as far as flavor profile wise. That's what you need. Aaron C, not 4K. Well, I don't know because YouTube doesn't broadcast it. You could upload videos of 4K, but live streams, I don't think they do 4K quite yet. All right. Actually, let me give you guys here real quick the bottle counts before I forget. So let's see. The rye will have 10,446 bottles, and the bourbon will have 10,794 bottles. So, yeah, just to let you guys know. Thanks, Jamie Williams. Appreciate you. That's, you know, my bottles of Pursuit United Bourbon Rye should arrive Friday. I can't wait. Yes, looking forward to your review. We just got some in my state yesterday. All right, so the bourbon. You definitely smell the rye spice. I get a lot of apple. picking up some pear in here, actually. And like, you know, sometimes it's hard to distinguish apple and pear, but I'm really getting a distinct pear note in here, which is kind of interesting. And I'm here for it. Man, cinnamon. Really nice balance here, guys. It's gotten a little bit more fruit forward on this pour than I did in my first pour. Pursue needs to get distribution Missouri. I mean, as these guys just keep scaling up, you know. Yeah, citrus, stone fruit, a little bit of cinnamon. Nice balance so far. I mean, you're not going to get a ton of like, you know, ultra aged oak in here. Obviously, you know, it's some younger bourbon, but a nice blend. It's amazing things you could do with a blend. That's why we have Blend-A-Gettin'. So you could take 2, 3, 4 mediocre whiskeys, you combine the right ratio and make something fantastic. All right, let's try the bourbon. Yeah, more of the apple and fruit on the palate. The cinnamon's on the back end. Again, guys, these are non-chill filtered and also 108 proof. So a nice proof point on these as well. Brought to you by Pursuit. Second sip was even better. Even this one I'm getting now more of like a, I don't want to say peach, but it might be peach again. Is it something that's left over from the Irish whiskey? And my favorite, at 108 proof, non-chill filtered, a little bit more of a higher rye, you taste it. Nice long finish, all like right here. It's not heat. It's actually just some good spice. Yeah, it's like citrusy, fruity, and cinnamony. That's like the best way I can describe it to you, with a nice spicy finish. I would probably want to put this against like a Penelope or some other, you know, bourbons that we know that are you know, are blended, you know, so you take some younger whiskeys and blend them to make something good. What's up, Hawk? Yeah, all the peach tonight. Shit. Let's see. Remander, crack my bottle of 4-gate 4x4 in honor of the giveaway. Cheers. Non-whiskey question. Mind telling us about your drum kit? Yeah, so I just got my drum kit, my brand new drum kit, last week. It's a brand new Tama Star Classic Maple, kind of like my dream kit. Yeah, I'm completely just like obsessed with it. I'm like tuning it and messing with it and messing with it. Then I play like 2 songs on it. Then I tune it again. You know, if you compare this kit that I'm playing on now to the kit that I had before that I was playing on, the difference in drum and quality is like, it's like night and day. Like the smallest tom I had was about this high. Now the smallest tom I have is like this big. It's tiny, but it's got so much like sustenance and sound and so much like depth to it, even on a smaller drum. So everything is more compact and everything just sounds, everything has more resonance. It's incredible. And you know what I'll do is I'll download a few pictures for the folks who haven't seen it yet. But yeah, for sure. Frank Casano, wore my M&DT for the first time after work while sipping up far cry from what I would think at Gantry's. Keep it up, Jason. Frank Casano, thank you so much, man. Yeah, 21090 new drum kit. You know what? I'll download the photo. I'll upload it for you guys to see real quick. Let's see that one, not that one. I get a couple of the full pictures here, and let me download this one, the close up, to upload for you guys. All right. Let's see. Maybe on a live stream you could do a dram and drum so we could hear your play. Yeah, I'm planning on, once I tune these up and get it to where I want them to sound, I want to incorporate some of the drums into my videos, like maybe like just like an intro or maybe like a quick cut to something else, just me playing. But like miking drums is a whole nother beast that I have to master. I'm hoping just this mic here will do the trick for the most part, but we'll see how it goes. If I could just like maybe record it and then mess with the audio just to kind of tweak it a little bit. I have 2 or 3 different mics I can use at least to do like bass drum, toms, and maybe one like under my snare. But other than that, yeah. 20-minute drum solo. So I have a mix of cymbals I use. I have a I mostly have Sabians. I have a heavy dry ride from Pasty. I have let's see. Yeah, my splashes are. I have a splash cymbal. That's a man. I forget the name of that company. It's not Zildjian. It's another company that I use. Man, I forgot the name of it. It'll come to me. But yeah, I have kind of a mix of cymbals I use for specific sounds I like. So yeah. Let's see. New series, Bourbon and Beats. That'd be pretty cool. Add hands and feet to video. That will do the trick. Yeah, I'll have to try to do that. So let's see here. Let's see if I can upload some of these drum things. So overall, guys, real quick, the bourbon. It's a great blend. It's fruity, citrusy, and a nice finish on it. It's what you would expect, I think, from Ryan and Kenny. Really great blend. It's kind of like easy sipping, but at the same time, it's got enough resonance and enough like spice that you want to keep sipping on it. So great job on the bourbon. Now we're going to get into the rye, which is definitely worth talking about here because the rye is pretty damn delicious. Let me get into, let's see here. What do we got? All right, there's one. And then let me add the second one here. This should be the 2. All right. So here's my drum kit. Don't touch my drum set. Here we go. There it is. That is my new drum kit right there. As you can see, the finish on it and everything that I use is just, I absolutely love it. It's got like a throwback type of paint style to it. And then here's a close-up of the actual the shells and the paint that's on it. Everything is lined with rubber, so there's no sound. Everything is just, it's all drum. It's just all drum kit, drum set, and I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just like everything about it. I'm completely in love with this thing. I love this shot of it. So it just shows you like how small those toms are and everything. And yeah, I love it. I like to keep my cymbals up high so you could really see me hitting the shit out of them. So yeah, so those are my new yeah. 21090 says I would destroy that kit. You're not touching my kit, 21090. Yeah, it's a beautiful kit. I'm really excited about it. So it's my first new kit. My first kit that I got when I was 14, 15 years old. And I've basically been refurbishing it and reskinning it and shining it up. And I couldn't really play it much when I was living in Queens, New York, because I was so close to people. So I had to go to studios to keep my chops up. And then when I got here to Ohio, I'm like, wow, I could play my drums again. So I refurbished them again, played them for several years. And it's like, you know what? Now it's time for a new kit. So there you go. All right. Pursuit Series Rye. Looking like whiskey barrels. Yeah, that was kind of like the thing. It had like this whiskey barrel vibe to it. Jeff, who are some of your faves that play tama drums? Well, Mike Portnoy for one. You know, he plays tama babingas. You know, I can listen to him play all day long. But really, one of my favorite drummers of all time who plays tama drums is Stuart Copeland from the Police. So I kind of grew up listening to him. So Stuart Copeland playing tamas is just, you know, those are kind of like my 2 like big ones that play tamas. So what batch of Joseph Magnus cigar blend is that behind you? This is the blueberry pancake one, man. This is batch 85. And if anyone sees Joseph Magnus cigar blend 85, it's an immediate buy. All right. On the nose here. Extremely minty off the nose. Minty, clovey, almost got some clove in there. Camden Hamlin, have you tried Hidden Barn yet? Yeah, I did a whole review on it, and I also had Jackie Zykin on the channel like a week later to kind of talk about it. So you can definitely check that video out. Yeah, this is all mint and citrus. Mint, orange, clove. It comes off like a very traditional rye on the nose. Let's taste it. So when Ryan said he was going for like a Michter's type vibe to it, completely nailed it. Because it's sweeter. Yeah, there's more corn in the mash bill, but you still get all the rye vibes. The clove, the cinnamon, a lot of like that minty, that spice, all up front. Yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button. We got ADHD Whiskey in the house. What's going on, buddy? Nice to see you, man. I can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. All Skittles Matt's here. Yeah, it's I really like this rye. I think it's a little bit more fruit forward than most ryes. Like even I think it's a little bit more fruit forward than most of the Michter's ryes that I've had. Just like the standard Michter's rye. I'm not talking about the 10-year or anything like that with a bunch of age on it. What is your opinion on the standard Joseph Magnus? I like it for a finished whiskey. The only problem with the standard Joseph Magnus, I think, is the price point. You know, it's a little bit on the high side. Usually you're looking at $80 to $100 for that bottle. But again, it's a triple cask finish, which adds cost to it. But you know, I think it's a great finished whiskey. But you know, it definitely has a lot of competition. But I love it, and it's not always the consistent flavor profile that you get from those. I feel like I've had some different ones bottle to bottle based on, you know, what different finishes or, you know, the blend they use to make that. Well, Nancy Fraley, of course. Diego Gutierrez says, "What's up, Jason? My name is Matt, and this is the Mash and Drum." Josh Randall drinking the grape ape. Jeez, you just got that? Yeah, Keg and Bottle's a little behind. Yeah, I agree, Aaron. Cigar blend is worth it every time. I don't care what anybody says about spending $200 on a bottle. You're just not going to find. There's just not many whiskeys like that. Finished whiskeys with that type of depth of flavor to it, blended by one of the greatest blenders on the planet in Nancy Fraley. This rye is like super crushable. You could just drink this rye all night long. You know, between the two, I like the rye over the bourbon. I think the rye is got this special like flavor profile that gets like towards mixters, but it's got more depth and spice to it. It's got a little bit more going on. Like Michter's drinks very nice, but I think it drinks very easy. Just the standard rye I'm talking about. This has a little bit more oomph to it. So Ryan Cecil, you did a hell of a job on the rye, I got to tell you. I think he was most proud of this one, and I'm digging it. Some brown sugar in here too. It is like sweet spice. Everything nice in a rye. Yeah, I'm digging that one. Let's see here. Porter shows up, and 1 minute later, our first bots. Oh, we got bots now after ADHD whiskey. Well, you know what they say. Matt brings all the bots to the yard. He brings all the bots to the yard. I know Matt does. Brings all the bots to the yard. Yeah. When this drops in Ohio, I'm buying probably a couple of those. So congrats to the guys at Bourbon Pursuit. Yeah, I dig that rye. Full video of this with a lot more information coming out, I think Friday. So, but you go back to the bourbon. The bourbon's getting more like creamsicle, orange, vanilla, a little bit of that high rye on the back end of it. They're just great blends. I mean, there's absolutely, but my favorite is that rye. That rye is really good. All right. Sipping Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey by Journeyman Distillery. 350. That's nuts. It's not a bot. It's just Matt's burner account. Mixters. All right. What are we going to get into now? So a new bottle I do want to talk about real quick here is Luca Mariano. Why? Because it's a little bit Italian. And the guy that started the brand is actually from Italy. So the story goes is that founder and owner, his name is Francesco, I think it's Francesco, began distilling as a hobby back in 2010. He hadn't planned on becoming a business. After having a neighbor over to enjoy what he had created, his neighbor told him that it was illegal to distill liquor in his garage. After discovering that his hobby was illegal, he called his lawyer to help him out to obtain a license to distill liquor so he could carry out his grandfather's dream. Kind of a nice story. Francesco's grandfather was a man named Mariano Viola. His dream was for his family to build a business and create a legacy in the United States. So 2016, Luca Mariano Distillery began looking for land to house a future distillery while waiting for their bourbon and rye, a whiskey to come of age. It's the way to do it. He envisions a place for family and friends to enjoy great music, food, and whiskey the same way his family does in Italy. So in 2017, they founded a 300-acre farm in Danville, Kentucky, right over by one of our favorite distilleries, Wilderness Trail. And it looks like he's going to open a future distillery there. So this, speaking of Wilderness Trail, is actually sourced Wilderness Trail for the Luca Mariano Distillery. Very similar to what a lot of distilleries do. They kind of source to get their name out there. Until their America, that's for you, ADHD whiskey, until their whiskey is ready. So I've never tried this before. I heard that these Luca Mariano single barrels are Wilderness Trail and that they're fantastic. So this is 113 proof. Their signature bourbon. Let's see, barrel number 11. And it's 6+ years old. So this is on the older side of the Wilderness Trail, the Wilderness Trail, age stated whiskeys. They did come out with an 8-year recently, which I still have yet to try. But I just wanted to try this because, one, I love Wilderness Trail. And two, with a name like Luca Mariano, I couldn't pass that one up. So now, I don't have a mash bill or anything on this quite yet, so I'm not really sure exactly which bourbon was sourced. I would imagine it's the non-wheater. But yeah, again, I'm getting a lot of just fruit-forward whiskeys tonight, and this is no exception here. While I'm going to let this open up, what's signature about a whiskey from another distillery? Well, I mean, you could pretty much say that about any sourcing distillery. They put signature on it. They put limited or rare or, private select or all. I mean, it's marketing, dude. What are you going to do? It's marketing. I'm a fan of the Lucas. Okay. More Wilderness Trail sourcing, less Bardstown Bourbon Company. Wow, that is sweet. I'm not getting peaches anymore. This is super sweet oak and this is a toffee bomb. Wow. This has almost like an NGP quality to it. Where it's like hyper vanilla forward, like a lot of vanilla on the front of the palate here. And then it just turns to like this mix of like cotton candy. I'm getting like a strawberry note to it, like a dark fruit. And then it's like going into, man, this like toffee sweet oak on the back end of it. Oh my God, that's really good. I mean, it's on the sweeter side. So maybe it is the weeder because I'm not getting much spice. So this might be the weeded bourbon because I'm not getting a lot of spice on the finish of this at all. This is coming through a lot of fruit. There's a floral aspect to it, a lot of sweetness. Damn. This actually tastes like just like a really, really good Wilderness Trail single barrel pick. Damn. That's nice. Yeah, strawberry. Yeah, I mean the one downside to this one, even at 113 proof, it's a little bit thin. Like I keep like having to go back to it. But for like a Wilderness Trail profile, that's pretty delicious. Yeah, it says family selected premium whiskey. Yeah, the signature. I guess maybe usually when you put signature on it, especially for a source whiskey, I'm thinking like this is how they want their whiskey to taste. So I'm not sure if they're going to get that far. I'm not sure how long they're going to wait until they release their own stuff. You never know. Some new distilleries wait till 4 years, some wait till 6. Really depends. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. But you know, Luca Mariano, if you're a fan of Wilderness Trail, kind of a nice whiskey. That is super sweet. I think that's got to be the weeder, or maybe a blend. I'm not sure. It doesn't really give you any info, unfortunately. So I guess the marketing gobbledygook just wears thin on me over time. Yeah, it's a little gobbledygook. All right. Speaking of gobbledygook, let's talk about some new labels out there. What did we see on the TTB this week? All right. Here we go, guys. The favorite segment. What's to see on the TTB? We have a few, not too many labels this week, but some that kind of caught my eye that was coming. Let's go to this one right here, which sounded really interesting. Keeper's Heart. So let me know in the chat if you guys have ever had anything from Keeper's Heart. I don't think I have personally. I might have had a sample of their stuff. But this is a blend of Irish whiskey and American rye. 110 proof. Let me see. Is this the back of the label? Yeah. So Keeper's Heart is the whiskey that celebrates and unlocks the moments worth keeping, made with pride and a keen eye for time-tested quality. So Irish grain and single pot still whiskeys with a vibrant and robust rye to showcase the complexity and balance of Keeper's Heart whiskey. So Keeper's Heart it's an Irish whiskey. So it looks like that they've taken some American rye whiskey and blended it in there. So you have now this combination of Irish. Let me see what that label said. Did it say there was a? Let's see. Yeah. All right. So Irish grain. So there's some Irish grain whiskey and single pot still. So you have like kind of the spiciness of a single pot still, and then you combine that with the spiciness of a rye, American whiskey, rye whiskey. I don't know. That should be an interesting combination. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I can't stand Keeper's Heart. Haven't tried it for 6 to 8 months, so maybe I will revisit it again. Okay. I've had several Keeper's Hearts. Wondering if it's Brian Nation's cask strength version. Interesting. No, Keeper's Heart is not. Oh, it's not Irish whiskey. Okay, I thought it was Irish whiskey. Happy Whiskey Wednesday, Jason. Love the channel. Keep the great time. Thanks, Thomas. See, that's a straight label. No gobbledygook. Keeper's Heart. Okay, so Keeper's Heart is an American whiskey. It's Irish American rye. Got it. The regular Keeper's Heart is Irish grain plus Irish pot still plus MGP 95.5 rye. All right, so this isn't anything special then, because I looked at it and I thought it was something unique. All right, guess not. Sorry about that. I was like, oh, it's a blend of Irish. Is it just the proof, I guess, that's different? Is that the thing? It's that the fact that it's 110 proof. Is that the deal? So, okay, interesting. I might try that at 110 proof. Just to, I don't think I've ever tried something like that before, aside from blending it on my own. All right, let's go to the comments here. Are you breaking into the Maryland Heritage samples tonight? The third batch release on Friday. I'm so pumped for it. I mean, I could, Jeff. I could run up and get that real quick later. Let me get through these first. Just remind me later to do that. Thanks so much, Thomas. Okay. Keeper's Heart is American rye mixed with Irish whiskey. Okay, that's just a regular thing. So the 110 proof is the selling point because 43% ABV is the regular. Okay, got it. 86. I hear you, man. I got you. Thanks, Steve A. Nice to see you in the chat as always. All right, next one. A brand that I don't particularly care for too much. Very Old Saint Nick. They're coming out with this ancient cask, Immaculata. So if you look on the back of the label, it says Immaculata bourbon, non-chill filtered, a base of meticulously aged 15-year bourbon whiskey, carefully profiled with no more than a handful of our treasured vintage casks, creating a marriage of harmony and richness in each minuscule release. For 30 plus years, our family has been known for unique prestige expressions, rare whiskeys in the smallest batches. So the question I have about that one, 15-year American whiskey. So where are they getting that? Is it Barton? Barton seems to have a good amount of aged whiskey out there. Is it Jim Beam? Jim Beam seems to have some high-aged whiskey as well. Is it Heaven Hill? Heaven Hill also has a good amount of stock of aged whiskey. So I would bet anything it's one of those three distilleries. I'm thinking probably more towards Beam or Barton for that one. Then they blend it with some of their own vintage whiskeys. I mean, it sounds great. Love to try it, but the problem is that Very Old Saint Nick is going to probably charge you like $300 to get that bottle, which sucks. So I guess we'll see what happens with that one. Along with Rare Perfect. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. It's ancient. It's ancient. It's so old that it's ancient. I agree with you, Chris. I think it's a little bit too gimmicky. Everybody kill the bots. ADHD has a good point. It could be NGP light whiskey, which so you have that light whiskey that they're blending with some of their older bourbons. That's a definite possibility. I wouldn't rule it out. Could it be Dickel? It could totally be Dickel. Dickel's the other one that you could kind of throw into the mix. Yep. Very Old Saint ripoff. Shit. Bourbon Kingdom in the house. He goes, talking about new labels. Have you seen the news about the 18-year King of Kentucky? It's only going to have 250 bottles, so us common folk will be seeing, but still very interesting. Yeah, I did hear about that. King of Kentucky is already impossible to get, and now they're releasing an 18-year. I mean, Jesus, can we make it more of a unicorn this year? 250 bottles. Those will probably be on secondary for like $6,000 when those come in. So I'd rather pay like $30 for my giant ancient age 10-star. I'm with you, Cheech. All right. So another release to kind of keep, let's see here. What's the next one here? Oh, another release that Very Old Saint Nick was doing was this one called the Holy Order. So you have the Immaculata, and then you have the Holy Order. Holy Order, again, another ancient cask. I'm going to bring my hands out here. Ready? Ancient cask. Begins with a base of our meticulously aged, non-chill filtered 13-year bourbon, carefully profiled with not more than a handful of vintage casks from our treasured Kentucky stocks, creating a marriage of multi-vintage, blah, 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 blah. So now you have the Holy Order, which is 13, and then you have the Immaculata, which is 15. And then they're blending it with their meticulously curated casks that they have. Again, these are probably going to be super pricey bottles wherever Very Old Saint Nick. I just don't like the vibe. I don't know. There's something about them. I bought their 12-year It's do I even still have that bottle? I don't even know what I did with that bottle. I had a bottle of theirs that I paid $250 for it, and it was like 92 proof, and it was terrible. I don't know. Listen, they're like old stock that they had, that release that they did when they brought out the it was like the old Stitzel Weller stuff. That stuff was amazing. But again, that wasn't theirs. That was just stocks that they had. But you had to pay a high premium to get that bottle. But some of these other releases that they have are just kind of, they're very, very, I think the label and everything that they do is brilliant because it makes you think like, man, this is something super rare. The very old Saint Nick on it. The logo is kind of cool. It's very nostalgic looking. But I don't know. I would be interested to try those just to see how they would come off. I didn't see anything with proof on this at all. Yeah, the proof isn't even listed. So my guess is those things are going to be proofed down pretty far to stretch the bottle count, because that's what I've seen from them. So we'll see what happens. All right. Makes it look super attractive, but when you drink it, realize you made a mistake. Yeah, it's pretty much what happened. It's pretty much what happened to me. All right. Next up, Bull Run, coming out with a 15-year Nocino barrel finish. 115.26 proof. I mean, Bull Run isn't sold here, but I love Nocino. I mean, Nocino, for those of you guys that don't know what Nocino is, it's just basically it's made from black walnuts. It's an Italian liqueur made with unique walnuts they're spicy, they're sweet, they're slightly bitter. You kind of condense them down, you get a flavor out of them, and you make a liqueur out of them, and it's the liqueur is pretty delicious. It's it's very, very sweet, but it's a little bit more of an acquired taste. But you finish a nice whiskey in that. So American whiskey Nocino barrels, I'm guessing that's light whiskey as well. So you get a 15-year light whiskey Nocino barrels. That's going to be like a sugar high. That's going to be one of the sweetest whiskeys ever created by man. Just saying. Lightly nutty. Actually, this is the back of that's not the back of the label. Where's the back of that label? I don't think I have the back of that label. All right, never mind. Let's go to, I don't know if we talked about this. I picked this one out. Did we talk about the newest Boss Hog yet? Siren Song. I don't know if I had brought this up. I saw it on there. I grabbed it. I pulled it down. Wasn't sure if this was something we had talked about yet. I couldn't remember, but I pulled it down anyway. Look at this shit. Whistle Pig Boss Hog, number 9, Siren Song, finished in Greek Fig Nectar and Scratch Tentura barrels. All right. So obviously I had to look up what Tentura was. So Tentura is a liquor that's produced in Greece. It's sweetening and flavoring various types of distillate alcohol with herbs and spices. So Tentura comes actually from the Italian word tinctura. It's kind of like a brandy. Sometimes it's rum or grain alcohol are used as well. They'll use cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, citrus fruits are the most common. And this aromatic ingredient gives Tentura this distinctive like dark orange red color. And that's basically what they use. Now, when you're talking about fig nectar barrels, I mean, fig nectar, I guess, is something that people drink. I mean, yeah, it's going to be $500, but I mean, I don't know. It sounds like I don't want to pay $500 to get that again, but man, it sounds interesting enough that I really want a sample of it. I just don't know what to expect out of that thing. I don't know. It just sounds really crazy. All right, last one. The looks like Derringer from the good folks. Over at Rabbit's Hole, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in PX sherry casks, Why is this a limited edition? Because it's cask strength. This is their PX sherry finished barrel bottles that are coming in at cask strength. If they release a cask strength Derringer, I'm here for it. I love PX sherry, especially a cask strength on a bourbon. Rabbit Hole, I think they go a little bit too far. I think there's some pretty wet barrels, and it's a little bit over sherried. But maybe at cask strength, maybe you get some of the bourbon flavors in that, in that flavor profile, because sherry could sometimes really take it over if those are really wet barrels. But I guess we'll find out. The problem with Rabbit Hole is that being a special release, that might be. Is it a found? So it's a Founders collection. The Founders collections tend to be pretty pricey. So, man, I'm hoping that's not more than $200, honestly. But it might be, which sucks. Because a PX sherry finished bourbon at cask strength sounds delicious, but I'm not paying $200 for it. I have a Backbone bourbon that's finished in cask strength. That's a cask strength that we did for the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, and that one was $70, and it's freaking delicious. And I didn't have to pay $200 for it. So I'm just saying that's where we are these days with some of this stuff. So there you go. Those are the labels. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, I think it's really good. This one sparks my interest. That's the thing, Red. Yeah, Red 5 standing by. I think it could be about 300. But yeah, the last one was 300. I hope it's not that much money. Shit. May have to win the lotto, says Jazz Real Hip Hop. Needs to pay their respects to Sandy's passing. Sandy. Oh, Sandy. That's right. Let's raise our glass. Olivia Newton-John. Guys, you guys know everybody in this chat grew up watching Grease at some point. I mean, I watched it. It was, Grease was kind of like this weird thing. Like every time, like I went to go visit my cousins in Jersey. Yes, I had cousins in Jersey. I cannot be more Italian. I'm just saying. So, visited a cousin in Jersey, and like me and my cousins, we would always watch Grease. There was just something about the music, and we liked watching it. And yeah, Olivia Newton-John passing away. Everybody raise your glass to oh, come on, Sandy. Like, Sandy. Oh, Sandy. I mean, she had some great songs. Come on. Cheers to Olivia Newton-John. Grease is the word. Hopelessly Devoted. Yeah, Hopelessly Devoted. Yeah, she passed away recently. Guido's in Jersey. Yep. Grease is the word. Let me guess. Cousins in Lodi. No, we weren't in Lodi. We were in Flanders, New Jersey. That's where they used to live. Now they live in Florida, because we need more Italians in Florida. If my Uncle Tony is watching, talking to you. All right. Before we get into the Four Gates, let's get into this barrel bourbon that Fred Minnick loved so much tonight. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to get into my new segment here. What have I been sipping this week? So I get asked all the time, Jason, what are you sipping? What are you sipping? What's your favorite? I don't have a favorite. But I do have specific drams. I kind of end up, I don't know, it's a weird thing. Anybody else in the chat, let me know. Like, is there like certain like bottles you gear towards to like week to week? Because like for me, it's a thing. Like week to week, I kind of like select like a few different bourbons. Like I haven't had this in a while. Let me try this one. Let me try this one. And I kind of go back and forth. Tell me about it, stud. That's right, Joseph Prezo. There you go. All right, so let's go to my first one that I've been sipping this week. And it starts with Green River. Green River Distilling. This is my second bottle. I love this stuff. I love what Green River is doing. It's a 90 proof, easy sipping bourbon, but it's a high rye mash bill. Green River which was just bought out by Bardstown Bourbon Company. Which was just bought out by Bardstown Bourbon Company. This stuff I think is delicious. So this is probably I kind of tore through the first bottle. And I already like went into this bottle this week, and I've just been like killing it. I absolutely love it. Welcome to the Tama fam. I'll take that 4-gate. There you go, Cheech. There you go, buddy. Thanks so much, man. Cheech is a fellow drummer. So, yeah, Cheech. Yeah, man. So, Cheech, you play on the tama as well? I can't remember. Hey, what's up, Blue Jay Way? Nice to see you in here. All right. So, here's my next one. A bottle that nobody ever talks about, yet it's available everywhere. Nobody ever talks about it. It's never brought up on like top lists. It's never brought up on whiskeys that, you know, in a certain price range. Maybe it is the price range that people stay away from it. Have I piqued your interest yet? Four Roses Small Batch Select. That's right. Four Roses Small Batch Select. Nobody talks about this bottle ever. I think it's highly underrated. Again, I think there are folks that have an aversion to Four Roses for whatever reason. But this is 104 proof, non-chill filtered from one of the best distilleries on the planet, and nobody ever fucking talks about it. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Maybe I should shut up about it so I can keep enjoying it. Because this is one of the best bourbons that's available all day, every day. Any store I go to, this is sitting on the shelf. And that's in any state. So, yeah. It's a great bottle. Always down for a good... Mark Emmenecker, thank you so much, buddy. Yeah, some people just can't get into Four Roses. Diego, it's like water. I wouldn't say that about this one. This one is creamy. It's chewy, 104 proof. It's non-chill filtered. I love the flavors of it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Keep it on the DL, Matt. Malt reviews. I see you, man. All right, forget I mentioned it. We'll leave it up here for a little bit. All right. Third bottle. Remus Repeal. But this happens to be batch 3. And as you can see, I put a pretty good hurting on it in the last couple weeks. This Remus Repeal, this is 11 and 12-year-old bourbon. I cannot wait to try the 2022 variation of it. It's not going to have nearly as older whiskey as last year's version, but I'm all about this. Four Roses Small Batch is always on my shelf. Says Lucas Oppener. Not even close. It's good juice. William Davilar. I've been on that 4-gate. William, nice to see you, man. I can't wait to taste your blend for Blendageddon. Like me some smaller select, but lately just been all over the single barrels. Yeah, I think that's what people kind of have geared to. Remus 5 freaking rocks. Yes, it does. The Mash and Drum, it's $37 at Trader Joe's. Oh, $37? Damn. My first pour tonight was exactly that. Can't wait for Remus 6. Yeah, I can't wait either. Yep. 3 was one of my favorites. I really liked 3 a lot. So I've been I realized that I had a backup of this, and I've been drinking. Obviously, I've been hitting that one. And lastly, this one right here, the New Riff Malted Rye. The New Riff Malted Rye, 6-year-old. Oh, I can't even get into how much I love this bottle. So these are kind of the four bottles I've been sipping for the last week. Next week I'll probably have a different 4 for you guys to find out what I'm sipping on. But as far as my 4 that I've been sipping on this week, these are the ones. Little bit here and there, just kind of trying out some different stuff. But I always kind of have to filter in a rye in the mix. And this malted rye from New Riff, I think the thing that they do best, people love New Riff bourbon. They love the single barrels. I'm a little bit hot and cold on the single barrels. Some of them are okay. Some of them are really good. But even the really good ones, I don't think are as good as their best rye whiskeys. I think New Riff really shines when it comes to their rye whiskeys. And this malted rye 6 year is no exception. The sherry cask rye that they did is fantastic as well. So those are kind of my 4 bottles. So yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys have been sipping on this week. And in the meantime, I'm going to pour this beautiful barrel batch 33 that Fred Minnick I thought was going to lose his mind over today. So Fred said Fred was talking about marzipan, and he was talking about a lot of citrus. So we'll see what happens in here. Love the malted rye. Okay, now I'm going to go pour some Remus 5. All this Remus talk got me thirsty. New Riff bourbon versus Peerless bourbon. Honestly, consistency-wise, I'll take Peerless. I know it's more expensive, but consistency-wise, I'll take Peerless. Well, let me retract that. The bottled and bond 100 proof New Riff is as solid as a bourbon as it comes. When it comes to the single barrels, that's where they get really weird for me on New Riff. I get a lot of bitterness, a lot of youthful notes on some of those single barrels, and it just turns me off on it. I can't say I've had a Peerless pick of bourbon that ever like turned me off like some of the New Riff ones do. So that's where it goes. What batch is this barrel? So this is the newest one. This is batch 33. So batch 33 is a blend of 5, 6, 7, and 9-year-old barrels, 116.6 proof, which is cask strength. $90 for this one. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana, as it always is. So let's dive into this one before we get into the four gates. Yeah, I mean, Fred wasn't kidding. It's very citrusy on the nose. I'm almost getting like lemon, getting a lot of like I don't know, maybe like a lemon meringue pie. I mean, maybe I could see the marzipan he was talking about. I mean, I don't pick up marzipan as easily as Fred does. I mean, I do get almond sometimes. You know when I get marzipan is when I have a bite of chocolate and then I have a sip of bourbon. I have like a little bite of chocolate and then bourbon, then it completely turns to like almond paste for me. Thoughts on batch 32? I like 32. I didn't think it was anything like worth paying $90 for though. I liked it, thought it was a solid batch. Let's see if 33 is a little bit better here. But this smells very sweet on the nose. This is coming off, like I said, lemon, citrus. I'm getting strawberry on this too. Getting like that burnt, like caramel orange rind. You know, like that. You take that orange rind, you light it on fire, you get like that orange oil. I'm getting that like on the nose. It's very distinct. Any interest in the new Penelope Takai cask finish for the Cooper's release? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Takai is very sweet, so it'd be interesting to see how that tastes. I didn't know what Penelope was doing to a Takagi finish. Whoa. Yeah, they're doing one. All right, let's try this one here. Okay. I can see why Fred loved this one. Fred is all about the flavors like right here on the side of your tongue. And this definitely does that. So I know some people get worried about Tennessee whiskey being too much of an influence in a barrel blend. That's not what's happening here. Wow. This is for me, this is a lot of baking spices. This is cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, but there's a ton of citrus sweetness on the front of the palate, though. It like let me take another sip here. All right, second sip wasn't as exciting as the first sip. Let me just say that. I mean, it's good. Man, there's some sneaky sweetness though to this one, because just when you think it's gone, all of a sudden you get this another burst of like just like caramel and all those baking spices that come through. Man, that's a crazy blend. Again, this is the first pour, and one thing you gotta love about barrel bourbon is the transparency. Now remember, by law, you have to, put the youngest whiskey that's in your batch in the blend. And they tell you right on the front, they don't care how low it is. 5 years old. So 5 years is the lowest, age whiskey in this. But I can tell you it is, as I said before, 5, 6, 7, and 9-year-old bourbons, all in this mix. Let me see if I missed some. So Michael Doyle comes in. I've never had or even seen a Forgate on the shelves before, so hopefully I can win. Well, good luck. Yeah, for those of you guys that have not heard yet, we are giving away this beautiful, beautiful bottle of Forgate. This is their Indiana Foundation, which is a 10-year-old cask strength MGP bourbon right here. This is going out to a lucky winner tonight. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There it is. Zoom in on that shit. There it is. Forgate Whiskey Company. Let me spin that. Boom. There it is. All right. One of you lucky winners. Any super chats tonight gets you in the mix. Bourbon is hard at work keeping track of all the super chats. Before you break into the Forgate batches, which batch number is the bottle that sets the bar? Which holds up in the most blinds against heavy hitters? Remus 3 on the money. About 4 roses. Okay, I'll shut up about that one. For me, when it comes to all the Forgates, the Kelvin collabs always hit the mark for me. Kelvin collabs are the ones that I hold the highest in regard for Forgates. If I'm going to spend $200 on a Forgate, it's going to be the Kelvin collaborations. 1, 2, 3, 4 have all been distinctly unique, delicious, heavy hitters, can hold up in blinds. Now, the other ones that they release, as far as like, if you're just talking about the bourbons that have just kind of like a finish on it, those are just very uniquely what you like. There's a lot of finished bourbons on the market, as you guys know. So to pay $200 for Forgate, I'm, even though I have a great relationship with Bill and Bob over at Forgate, I'm very honest with you guys, very honest with them. When it comes to the amount of finishes that are on the whiskey market today, you don't have to pay $200 to get a port finished bourbon, that's 5, 6, 7 years old. You don't have to pay $200 to get something that's in sherry. So, again, I told you I have a sherry finished backbone that's absolutely delicious. That was $80. So where I think Forgate shines is not only their curation of some high age cask strength rye, but also some of the combination finishes that they do. So so like port and sherry, or like a red wine cask and port, like those combination finishes that they do for their Kelvin collab series, I think is what sets them apart. And those are the ones that I would, if I'm going to pay money for it, those are going to be it. Let's see here. Yes, this is 33, batch 33. I did it all for the Forgate. I'm in for the Forgate, says Justin Kim. Talk to me in some OBSK. So the pick that the Mash and Journey Club just did is OESK. We did a 10-year, 2-month-old OESK that is like right here in like the picks that we have done so far. The flavor profile on that is, it's like butterscotch toffee with black pepper and dark fruit. Just it's ridiculous. I cannot wait for the patrons that get a bottle of that, try it, because I think they're going to be blown away. The Barrel 32 is very solid. The NF is absolutely my mind. Incredible bottle. Yep, for sure. Did someone say Forgate? I'm in. What's up, Mashville? What's going on? Zane Abbott is here. Thoughts on top 5 most recent Forgate batches? All right, we'll get into that. Yeah, long gone, however. Don't worry, Amy. We have 2 more Forgate finishes coming out, and they're ready. They're ready to go. In for the Forgate, says Thomas Schneier. Tin Yen says Forgate goodness. Absolutely, buddy. Family and keep Richmond and PD and family in prayers tonight. Will do, John. Thank you for that. Speaking real quick of friend Minnick, tomorrow, I told Fred today that I would bring this up. Tomorrow, Doing a Kentucky bourbon benefit to for the Eastern Kentucky flood relief. If you guys haven't heard, Kentucky has been hit with a just devastated with some floods, with just a ton of rain that came through. Online auction, August, starting tomorrow, August 11th to the 21st. So Kentucky Bourbon Benefit, that's where you're going to go to, kybourbonbenefit.com. Go check it out. So some of the highlight whiskey bottles that are going to be in there, I'm going to leave that up for a hot minute because I'm going to get into my, I think he emailed me what some of the bottles were here. So yeah, here we go. We have a New Riff 8-year. So there's an 8-year-old New Riff in the mix, which is a barrel pick. A Willet 10-year, which is a barrel pick. We have an Overholt Rye from 1905. That's right, 1905. That's going to be in the mix. Multiple lots of contemporary rare brands such as Blanton's, Weller, Parker's, Jim Beam, Lineage, and more. You can win a private tasting with Peggy No Stevens and Fred Minnick at Watch Hill. Overnight stay at MB Roland, and there's a lot more that's going to be going into it. So if you guys are interested in raising a really good cause and raising some money for the Kentucky Bourbon Benefit, please do. You can log on tomorrow, start bidding, and good luck to all of you. But goes to a great cause, so just wanted to bring that up. Fred Minnick, if you're watching, we'll definitely thanks for putting it on. Another great benefit for Kentucky. And we hope that everybody raises a good amount of money for everybody. Have next year for Mets Dodgers at Citi Field 9-1. Come out and join us. Mets Dodgers at Citi Field. Oh my God. Old Hawkster arrived today. Yeah, so a lot of our folks are starting to get our Old Forester barrel pick, which people are loving. I picked up the Old Cherry Pike for again, a business trip in Indiana. It's pretty great. Yep, for sure. Jesus, says Steve A. 1905. Do you drink? Z-Man, Forgate Never in Arizona. Love all your recommends. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you, Z-Man. David Cush. Can't get Forgate here in Colorado. Would love to taste that juice. Absolutely. Remember, guys, Forgate is available. A lot of these bottles are available on bourbonoutfitter.com. Also, Sealbox. I think Bourbon Outfitter has a little bit more of a reach on distribution. So if you go to bourbonoutfitter.com, chances are you can maybe find some of the bottles we're going to taste tonight. So I know you have to pay shipping. Some people don't like that, but just saying, it's a way to get Forgate if you can't get it. Rebecca Page found an Angel's Envy single barrel 108 proof for 99. Are those generally worth that amount? It's a good question. Angel's Envy single barrels, usually the higher proof ones. I mean, all I could tell you, Rebecca, is that if you love regular Angel's Envy, just always wish to have it at a higher proof, it's worth getting. But remember, it's a port wine finished bourbon. Generally, it's very sweet. So if you like that profile, I think you'd like it. All right. Did you notice a big variation between New Riff malted 6-year versus a 2016 batch? I enjoy the 15 more. I would have to compare. It's been a minute since I've done that Colt 45. This is very good. The more I go back to it, even at 116.6 proof, this packs a lot of flavor. Batch 32 I liked, but I thought it was kind of muted. This one, though, batch 33, there's a lot going on in that. I could see why Fred Minnick liked it so much. To be honest, I don't always line up with Fred, but this batch, I could see why he loved it. It packs a lot of flavor in each sip. Even when I kind of took a rest of going back to it. Let me take one last sip here. It's like creamsicle mixed with cinnamon, charred orange, some oak spice. Man, I get a lot of like just straight up like whipped cream, like vanilla, like fresh whipped cream, not the Cool Whip bullshit, like fresh homemade whipped cream that somebody like put a lot of went a little bit heavy on the vanilla extract in that. Maybe added some orange zest to get like that orange punch to it. It's got a nice spicy finish. This is good. I'm really digging this one. Barrel batch number 33. If you guys have a chance to try this before you buy it, barrel bourbons are weird. I feel like some people pick up the Tennessee, some people don't. Some will get more Indiana. I think this leans more towards MGP, if I'm being honest. Like for me personally, I think this leans more towards the citrus vibe that you get in an MGP than anything coming out of Tennessee. I think you might get like the charred orange rind from the Tennessee, but you don't get any of that minerality that you would get in a Dickel. This is just like kind of a flavor bomb. It's really good. Barrel bourbon, man. I like this blend. They just know how to fucking flat out blend. They're really good. So cheers to the team. Man, Joe, Will, congrats on that blend. I'll probably do a full video on that one because I want to see how that opens up a little bit of airtime. All right. Holy shit, it's 10:27 already. All right, let's get into these 4 gates. I got glasses for days. All right. Darren, it's way better than the New Year. I did not like the New Year at all. The New Year had a lot of youthful weirdness to it. Bitterness completely killed it. That is way better than the New Year was. I'll just say that. Is batch 33 over Calumet 16? I don't know. Calumet 16 has way more of an oakiness to it. Remember, the oldest whiskey in that is 9 years, and we don't know how much of that 9-year age is in that bottle. It's kind of that's like a different animal. I probably go back to the Calumet 16 more than that one, but I'm just saying for a barrel batch, that's a really good batch. All right, let's get into the 4 gates. So what we have here is this is the Peri Peri. I'll kind of show you kind of the label here once it focuses up. So this, let me move these out of the way. My camera is very sensitive here. So this is an 8-year cask strength rye finished in Australian tawny port casks. So if you think about it, this is just basically Midwinter's Night's Dram on steroids. It's basically what it is. Now, they released something similar to that. They did the River Kelvin rye. Is it the River Kelvin rye or is it which rye was that one? It wasn't the River Kelvin rye. It was the Ruby Port rye. The Ruby Port rye was kind of along the lines of the same thing. This is kind of the next iteration of that. The Peri Peri, it's called. So we'll pour that. All right, next up is the Barosa Creek. This is a blend. Now, this is why I'm excited about this one. This is a Burai. This is a blend of bourbon and straight rye whiskey finished in those same Australian tawny port casks. So I have not tried this one yet. I've heard good things. We'll let that kind of sit. Okay. Boop, boop. And then, I've already had the 10-year. We'll move that out of the way. And then lastly is the Bourbon Down Under. This is a high rye bourbon whiskey finished in Australian sherry cask. So what we talked about earlier, which was the 4 gates that just have a singular finish on it. This is just a straight up sherry cask finish. We'll see how this is. Okay. So these are our 3. I'll move these back a little bit so I'm in focus. All right, here we go. Super bummed. Hidden Barn batch was available at 2 p.m. and was sold out in an hour. I missed out. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna when you put Jackie Zykin on the name of that bottle, it's gonna go. That's just the thing. Allocating some gas money to the whiskey budget. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, Ruby Rye Springs. Yep, that's the one. Thanks so much, Terry, for hanging out tonight. Great discussion. Have a good night, all. She got to crack Barosa now. Oh, Mark Emanecker has the Barosa. All right. So let's start. Let's kind of work our way this way. We'll go with the singular finish. We'll get to the Burai, and then we'll get to the rye. So we have bourbon. This is high rye bourbon. Then we have the Burai, and then we have the just a straight rye. So let's start with the Barosa Creek. I'm sorry, the Bourbon Down Under. This comes in at 100 and what the hell does that say? 116.6 proof. I think that's what that says. This is batch 24. Batch 24. So yeah, Foregate does like these weird things where they have batches, they have batch numbers, but then they name them. So some people ask me, "Hey Jay, have you had Foregate batch, 20 something yet?" I'm like, "What? Give me the name." I don't know it by batches. I know it by names usually. All right. Let's go with this one here. Oh, this is all dark fruit. This is all dark fruit here. The Bourbon Down Under. This is a very, very distinct raspberry note. A lot of raspberry here. I'm looking for like a raisin on the sherry, but I'm not getting raisin. I'm getting more raspberry here. Mash and Drum, Angel's Envy versus that's Slaughterhouse. Don't do the Slaughterhouse. Just get Angel's Envy. I don't even have to do a double bass for that. Yeah, Foregate does not quit. Usually Foregate puts out like 2 releases, and they just drop like 5 releases on everyone at one. 4 releases. Foregate 4 releases, crazy. Yeah, raspberries, raspberry syrup. It smells proofy, like you get the spice. It is a high rye bourbon. I'm guessing that it could be maybe some Barton stuff. Barton is high rye. Let's try it. There's the sherry. Wow. That has a big sherry punch to it. The raisin and the chocolate, I get all over the palate. Actually, not raisin. I think it's like chocolate-covered raspberries. All on the palate of this one. That's delicious. Good spice on the back end because it is a high rye bourbon. Get a nice balance. This like little hint of chocolate just sneaks up. The chocolate just sneaks up on the very, very end of this one. Wow. What's your favorite Foregate product so far, Jason? Says Kevin. It's a really good question. All right, so somebody asked me earlier about like my top Foregate picks. So Kelvin Collaboration 1 will probably always have a special place in my heart because it's the first Foregate that kind of blew my mind. So Foregate Kelvin Collab 1. I would say I'm going to have to look up the friggin' batches because I can't remember all the Foregate batches here. There are ones that stand out. Foregate whiskey. Let's see here. All right, our whiskey. So let's go. Oh, man, if we go back to the beginning, holy shit, there's a lot of whiskey. Man, that whiskey is really good. Let's see here. Man, all right. If I hit our whiskey, where the hell's all the whiskey? Oh, numbered. Oh, that's what I want to get. I want to get numbered batches. That's what I want right there. All right, click that. All right, go all the way back to the beginning. All right, you know what? I'm going to do this with you guys. Let's do this. Let's do this together here. And I want you guys in the chat to kind of let me know what your favorites were here. I'm going to put these aside real quick here. All right, let's share my screen. And yeah, let's get into these batches here. All right, here we go. Kelvin Collab 1. I think Kelvin Collab 1 is easily one of my favorites. This was this was what was 123 proof. 123 proof on this one. I mean, this thing was an absolute beast. This one I can't I can't say enough how much I love this one, this batch. It was so damn good. It was ex-sherry and rum barrels. And I mean, it was just so ridiculously good. All right, let's go back. And now we're going to go to Outer Loop Orbit. Wasn't that crazy about that one. That was the orangey, the gin one. Wasn't. All right, Foundation. This is probably up there too. This is probably my number 2, possibly my number 1. So Foundation was a sourced whiskey. Now the story goes that, so this was in 9-year, 9-month-old Kentucky straight bourbon. The story goes is that this was a wild turkey product. So cask strength wild turkey at a 9-year, 9-month-old. I can't really say exactly where that was from, but I could tell you it's one of the best releases that they have ever done. So I'll just stop there. Delicious stuff. Split stave. I love the split staves when they started that. That was really good. They did another Foundation, release 5. Kelvin Collab 2 was delicious. River Kelvin Rye, Tennessee Foundation, Dickel, Andalusia Key. I liked it, but it wasn't one of my favorites. So they did a split stave Kelvin Rye. The Ruby Rye Springs, the first release they did of that one, I would say that's one of my favorites as well. And then I would probably have to follow it up with the latest Kelvin collaboration, which was number 4. Kelvin Collab 4. Actually, the Saint Charente, the cognac finish, probably is up there for me as well. But Kelvin Collab 4. So I would say Kelvin Collab 4, the Ruby Rye Springs, the Foundation, the original Foundation, and then Kelvin Collab 1. Those are probably my favorite batches. So, yep. Let's see here. Outer Loop. Nope. Yeah, Todd. I'm with you, man. Nope. On the Outer Loop. All right, one last sip here of the this is the Down Under. It's really good. It's very solid. A lot of sherry influence. Is it a $200 bottle to me, though? No. To be honest, I like it. Great flavors, good finish. But, again, there's a lot of sherry finished whiskey out there. Now we're getting into something a little bit more, which I think we're getting to the more unique side, which is the Burai. So this is the Burai that is finished in a tawny port cask. Now, this one I'm really excited. This is the Barosa Creek. I have not tried this one yet. This one I'm really excited to try because, number 1, I love Burais, and number 2, why not throw it in a port barrel? Happy to see the turkey takeover finally happen in the barrel in the background. Yeah. Oh, you guys want to see what I just got? Check this out. You can't see it because it's all blurred. You guys ready for this one? Look at that Dusty, baby. Wild Turkey Tradition. Just got this. Oh, my God. Love chat, XYZ, best adult day. ADHD whiskey is just looking for love, man. I'm sorry. I'm only kidding. I know he's married. Oh, baby. Wild Turkey Tradition. I have not cracked this open yet. Yeah, this is I believe this was an export. So, yeah, I just got that one. I can't stop with the Wild Turkey Dusties. I love them. All right. All right, let's go to this is the Burai. Oh man, this smells fantastic. Oh man, what did I just get on that? I just got like a cinnamon covered walnut on that. I know that's a very distinct flavor to get on a whiskey, but that Barosa Creek, that came cinnamon walnuts. I don't know how that happened. Bring that Dusty to the bottle share, says Deborah C. I don't know about that, Deborah. Oh, this is what I think where Foregate shines. They know exactly when to pull the whiskey out because it's right on the border of becoming a little bit too much on the port. You still get all the bourbon and the rye, but then you get all the beautiful, like, you get a little bit of oak. There's some like cinnamon covered walnut thing to it, and then just the dark fruit just like completely overtakes it on that port barrel. There's like a grapey, raisiny, chocolatey. Man, that's good. I love that Foregate. So Foregate Kelvin Collab 4, I think the reason why I like it so much is because they're using a burr rye in that one, doing a bourbon rye blend. What should I buy when I go to Peerless in 2 weeks? Larry, just get one of the picks that they do. The bottle shop picks are fantastic. And the good thing is that you could taste them at the bar before you buy them. So highly recommend doing that. Peerless picks are incredible. I think they've made more of a name for themselves with their picks more than their standard releases, to be honest. Which Metallica song, in your opinion, makes Lars Ulrich come off as a top-tier drummer? Oh, my God. As a top-tier drummer, what? I mean, I think the perception is that everybody listens to the song One, and they see Lars as a top-tier drummer. Honestly, if you listen to the album S&M, that's the album that Metallica did with the I forgot what orchestra it was, but they did a live show with an orchestra behind them. It was Symphony in Music for S&M, or Symphony in Metallica, as I should say. I think there's some songs in there that, and you can hear some of the drumming of Lars that was pretty impressive. And a lot of people shit on Lars Ulrich as a drummer, but there's some facets of that performance that I think shed him in a little bit more of an impressive light for me, honestly. Yep. Steve A. Yep, the San Francisco Symphony with Michael Kamen. That album is probably one of my favorites. This Barosa Creek is delicious. 121.3 proof. It's a burr rye, finished in Tawny port casks. Yes. This is probably just a step below the Kelvin Collab 4, but it's really good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Got that one. You know what I'm gonna do here, because I just like to mess with you guys and have fun here. Oh shit, it's 10:44. Maybe not. All right. Let's go quickly to the Peri. This is the what is it called? The Midwinter's Night Stram on steroids. This is a straight rye whiskey, 8-year-old, 95.5 rye in Tawny port cask. It's an MGP 8-year rye finished in Tawny port cask. Now, I will say this: if any of you decide to get this one, the first pour, you're going to be looking for the rye whiskey. I'm sorry, looking for the port. When it gets to the shoulder right here, this is when the port shines and comes out. And on the nose, yeah, it is minty, fruity goodness. This is a holiday. This is a Christmas whiskey, to be honest. It's clove, cinnamon, orange, and cranberry in the glass. It is. It's Christmas in a glass. There's no other way around it. It's very Midwinter's Nights-esque, but with more heft and more proof to it. Let's try it. Yeah, there's the port now. The port is coming through in a very big way here. You're getting way more of the port finish, the grapiness, the raisin, the almost like a raspberry, Not so much chocolate on this one, though. This is more of a bright fruit that I'm getting on the rye. And I think that's kind of like mixed with like the mint. I mean, I hate to say it. It's kind of like a raspberry mojito type vibe to it. With like not so much rum. It's not overly sweet. The rye definitely, you know, shines. Man, if you love Midwinter's Night's Dram, this shit right here, I think this actually, I'm not going to say it kills Midwinter's Night's Dram, but it definitely puts Midwinter's Night's Dram in a different light for me, because Midwinter's Night's Dram is one of the most coveted bottles every single year from High West, and as good as it is, when you have this next to it, this just, I mean, it's hard not to be like, wow, this, I know you got to pay more to get this, but High West Midwinter's Night's Dram can be upcharged in a lot of different places. I've seen it for over 200. This is 200. All these bottles, by the way, guys, are about $200. So Foregate is not cheap, obviously, but if I could tell you right now, if you were going to buy one of the bottles from Foregate, Midwinter's Night's Dram fans, if you're a rye person, get the Peri Peri. I think it's fantastic. The Barosa Creek, though, this tawny port finished Barai is, yeah, that's going to make my top 10 this year. It might. And then you have the Indiana Foundation, which I'll kind of throw here. All right, guys. So it's 10:48. Give me your head-to-heads right now. What do you want me to put head-to-head live right here on the Mash and Drum? Again, I like to do these live head-to-heads with you. Give me some suggestions in the chat, and we'll see what we can pull together here. What do you got tonight? What are the ideas tonight? What are your head-to-heads? I'm going to sip some of this Indiana Foundation, because we are giving away a bottle tonight of the Indiana Foundation. Brand new bottle. Jason, on a scale from 1 to 10, how mashed are you? I'm feeling okay. Not mashed. If I was mashed, I would probably be really sleepy right now. I'm not sleepy. Spice Jam versus Foregate Tawny Port. That's kind of a good. Red 5 did Stag Jr. and Basil Hayden. Okay. Calumet 16 versus Jacob's Well. Oh, wait. Jacob's Well is the old Harden's. Oh, that's a good one. You know what? I'll do that. I'm going to do that one. That's good. I like that one. Okay. That's the first one. Indiana Foundation versus Remus 3. I like that. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right, guys. I have to grab the Harden's Creek because it's over there. I'm going to play a little music here. All right, let me grab the Harden's Creek. We'll be right back after these messages. All right, there it is, Harden's Creek. All right, where the hell is my Calumet 16? Is it right here? Here it is. All right, this is what we're going to do. I actually have a few stickers left, so we're going to go blind on this. We're going to go blind on this here. So I have a pen, though, somewhere. I have a friggin' pen? Shit. Damn. Put that down here. All right, maybe I can. You know what? There's a little mark on one of them. I could do that. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. For the comments, can you play the video of you falling since you didn't eat it this time? Yeah, sure. All right. You want to see me fall again? Jesus Christmas. Where is it? Here we go. I fell. You guys love when I break my ass, don't you? Okay. Onyx Creek. Everybody in the chat, say a big thank you to Todd Ritter. He's the one that sent me these bottles to do this. So Onyx Creek has that nice like leather Levi strap here. This is a 15-year-old. So this is a blend. So 16-year-old bourbon, 15-year-old high rye bourbon blend from Jim Beam. And I was pretty impressed with this one. This actually would be a good blind. 108 proof versus 106 proof. All right, this is a great idea. All right, here we go. All right, so the Calumet has the mark on it, and we're gonna do the Onyx Creek plain, so we know what's what. All right, let's move this out of the way. All right, let's do this here, guys. Oh, wait, let me turn that off. All right. Onyx Creek is fire. I'm about to find out. All right, we're going to mix this up here. I don't want to know. I'm going to put it down here. I don't want to know what's what. Let's see what wins here. This will be interesting. Now, when I reviewed the Onyx Creek, the Jacob's Well, I was very impressed with it. I thought that was one of the better Beam products I've had. Okay, here we go. Let's see who wins. Calumet 16, for those of you watching, Calumet 16 versus the Onyx Creek Jacob's Well. Here we go, first one. Ooh. Wow, the noses are close. The nose on this glass is a little bit brighter. This one is coming off a little bit richer. Like it's darker, more sweet oak, more dark fruit. Whereas this one it's spicy, but it's coming off a little bit brighter, getting more of like vanilla extract. I'm getting some really nice high aged bourbon notes, but this one in my right hand is just coming up dark. There's almost like a candied, like red licorice note that I'm getting on the one on the right, which is wow. That one smells delicious. All right, let's try them. Here we go. This is dark, it's rich, it is still very fruity. That dark fruit note on this is just making it because it's kind of balancing out all the dark notes to it. Bourbon, get all these super chats ready. We'll give you guys one more minute if you want to get in here on the giveaway for the 4-gate 10-year Indiana Foundation. Any super chat will get you into the running. All right, let's go to this one here. And this one gets into a little bit more of a leathery tobacco, sweet tobacco, oak, spice, vanilla. Elsa, how are you doing? Elsa's in the house. Bourbon says I'm ready whenever. All right, one more minute, guys. If you want to get into the to that giveaway for the 4-gate 10-year, any super chat will get you in the mix. Bourbon is taking note. Christopher Davis says, "Put me in." Christopher David is in the house. Thank you so much. Is Calumet 16? Kevin, Calumet 16, I think is totally worth the money. It really is. I just think for the age on it, for the price that you're paying, it's completely worth it. Oh man, I think I'm leaning to this glass. This glass is it's darker, it's richer, it's denser, and the flavors. This one is a little bit more. This one comes off a little bit more. I said it before. I mean, how do I explain brighter? It's just not as dark. It's very. It's got the spice. I have some oak. I have some tobacco, but it's not giving me the. It's not getting to like the chocolatey, dark, fruity notes. This is way more like sweet tobacco, vanilla, leather, like rich toffee, caramel, and spice. This one is getting like into like a dark chocolate, you know, with like this rounded out, like almost like raisin, raspberry, blackberry thing going on. Yeah, I like this one better. Last minute entry. Oh, my mic is running low. Does my mic sound okay, guys? They're both really great expressions on high age, but the cherry, yeah. All right. So side out, McWhiskey. Yeah, the Curiosity Public Wild Turkey Drink Through, I thought was really interesting. I actually might do that for myself. The non-chill filtered, I mean, I could see why the non-chill filtered Wild Turkey Rare Breed would stick out, but at the same time, I don't think it's a huge step up from the regular Rare Breed. So, you know, you never know what could happen, and with all those whiskeys in one drink through, I'm going to be doing a video series real soon on the Wild Turkey warehouses and those profiles that are in with it, that are within each warehouse. So warehouse S, A, B, K, all those different warehouses. So you guys start paying attention for that one to come out pretty soon. All right. That one's darker. That one's lighter. So the darker one that I preferred was Calumet 16. Onyx Creek gave it a run for its money. This Calumet, there's just something darker and richer about it. Crazy. Yeah, Calumet 16 takes out the Hardin's Creek. I mean, this is a great bottle, but this is $150. And I actually got another bottle of this when I was in Wisconsin for $120. A 16-year-old bourbon for $120? That's ridiculous. So, yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. All right, give me one more head-to-head before we do the giveaway. We're cutting off. That's it. Bourbon, cut off the list. We're done. I need one more head-to-head before we do the giveaway for the 4-gate 10-year Indiana Foundation. What do we got? What should I do here? A fair price point for Calumet 16. Like retail's was $160 or $150, but you can find it cheaper. Total Wine had it for $125. That's a buy all day long. Calumet 16 right now is running very, very much in front now for the whiskey of the year for me, because not only of the quality of the whiskey, but of the price point. We'll see how it does at the end of the year, like against other whiskeys. But you kind of have to factor price into that as well. So, all right, what do we got here? Seagrass versus Seagrass 16. Rare Breed versus Smoke Wagon. Cigar Blend versus Four-Gate. Oh, Black Bourbon Family. Okay, I kind of like that. All right, that's what we're doing. We're gonna do this Four-Gate versus. Is this Calvin Collab 4? No, that's the Saint Charente. All right, I'll be right back here. All right. Ask and you shall receive. All right, what do we got here? We have. All right, I'm not going to look at the stickers here on the bottom of each here because I don't want to know. Green, and we'll do pink. Four-Gate. Four-Gate will be pink, just so we all know. This is the Four-Gate Calvin Collab 4 that I love. This is a Burai, finished in port and rum casks. This is the Joseph Magnus batch 85. This was the blueberry pie. All right. So this is that's green and Four-Gate is pink. All right. Let's mix them up. Houdini versus Smoke Wagon Uncut. Alex, Houdini kills Smoke Wagon. I don't care what anybody says. That fucking Houdini. That Houdini barrel pick. For any of you guys that are members of the Master Journey Whiskey Club, the Jack Daniels picks are in. We got 2 barrels, baby, and they are in. It's going to be a little bit of some time before we release them, but they're in. All right. First one. I don't want to look at the bottom. Go to nose. Whoa. This is darker. This is brighter. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh. This one is piquing my interest. This has the darkness. I think this is the Magnus because I'm just getting all blueberries on this. This has to be the Magnus. Oh my god. This is blueberry pancakes in a glass. That's got to be the Magnus. Casey 15 year versus the best bottle. I don't like the Knob Creek 15 year. The bottle I have, I got rid of. I shared it out, got rid of it. Knob Creek's coming out with an 18 year pretty soon, so we'll see that one. But yeah, unless you're talking about the Hardens Creek. I got to go with this one, whatever this one is. This is darker, it's richer. The Magnus. The Magnus takes out the Calvin Collab. It's just this Magnus, this batch 85 is ridiculous. The Calvin Collab 4 is very good, but this Magnus 85, the flavors that are in it and the balance of like blackberry, blueberry, the doughy like pancake note to it, not even close. Damn. Jack Daniels barrel pick. Oh my god, yeah. We were lucky enough to get two barrels of the Jack Daniels barrel pick. 2 different barrels. I got outvoted on the barrel that I loved, then I bitched and moaned, and we got the second barrel. Because I was like, I want that other barrel. So, all right. All right, so I have one more glass. I planned it out pretty good tonight. I have one more glass here, and I'm going to taste through my open bottle of the Indiana Foundation. And then, while we're doing that, we're going to give away a new bottle of the Forgate Indiana Foundation. So, I'm sorry, guys. There's going to be one winner tonight. Let's go with... so, Burben, let me know what numbers we have. Let me see what we get. Yeah, not the KC 1500 proof, the 100. Oh, yes. You know what, Wigmaster? I'll save that for next week. I'll pick one of my 15-year Knob Creek picks that I still have left. We'll put it against some hitters next week. Mojo, 88 Basin Bourbon. What's up, man? 1-176, Indiana 22 versus an Old Scout, Boone County 9-year plus. Okay, we could do that. So 1-176. You know what? I'm going to leave this to the Google machine because I don't know what number to pick. Here we go. Pick a number between 1 and 176. See what we get?
Here's a random number, 117.
117. Burben, who do we have at 117 to win this beautiful bottle of Forgate 10-year Indiana Foundation? Thanks, Elsa. Nice to see you in the chat as always. Absolutely love it. Burben, who do we have? So for those of you guys who have not had this 10-year foundation, it's an off-profile MGP 10-year, but in like a really, really good way. I'm just going to leave that up because I like that. Your content is solid. Y'all ain't going to believe this. What? Cheech Ardolino wins? Oh, my God. Cheech. You know what? I'm kind of glad Cheech won because he is... Cheech drops the links for the other channels. He helps out with the moderating. Cheech, congratulations. Cheech, do you have this bottle? Cheech, if you have this, then let me know. Because if you have this, I will give it to someone else. You have it, Cheech? Cheech Ardolino, holy shit. I'm just trying to see if he has it. I don't think he has this bottle, but let's see here. So if you guys don't know, Cheech runs Whiskey Encore, which is a great channel on Whiskey Tube as well. Cheech says. Where are you, Cheech? Do you have this bottle, Cheech? So he wrote "Holy Shiz." Cheech, do you have this? I gotta know. Do you have this? I do have that bottle, but not a backup. Oh my God. So Cheech wants the backup. All right. I mean. He is good people. Good things happen. Give it up for Cheech Ardolino. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out here on the Master Drum. Tonight, Whiskey Wednesday night. Next week, I might have a special guest kind of working it out. Speaking of Forgate, so when you hear Kelvin collaboration, they use Kelvin cooperage to utilize some of these barrels. I think, next week. We may have someone on here from Kelvin Cooperage to not only talk about barrel maturation, barrel creation, but maybe a possible barrel shortage coming up in the next couple years. So we're going to talk all about that possibly next week. I'll see if that is feasible. If not, I'll be here next week with another live stream. I have a great idea for a blind tasting. We'll see what happens. But love you guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Please hit the like button on your way out. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers. I'll see you next time right here on the Mass and Drum. Take care, everybody. Love you guys. Cheers. Congrats. Congrats to Cheech. Take care, everybody.